Alright, so no offense, but you're probably the one who's hindering your own progress when it comes to booking or landing that next big job. In this video, I want to talk about a few of the ways that you might be putting spokes in your own wheels, the ways that I've definitely done so in the past, so that you can elevate your photography and make it to that next level. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sergio and I'm a commercial photographer here in Victoria, BC. And in this video, I want to talk about why you've been shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to booking new clients. And the very first thing is that you're not putting that customer first. Now, look, I know you're a photographer and you got into this because you want it to be unique, you want it to be different, you want it to be strange. But if you're trying to make money in photography and you're trying to please clients, you have to please those clients. They have to be the ones that are happy with the photos more than you. If you want to make pictures for yourselves that make you happy, sure, go do them, put them in your portfolio, enjoy. But if someone is paying you and is putting money on the line, you have to make sure that they're happy, not you. In an ideal world, both of you are happy, great. But realistically, it's more important for them to be content because that'll make them talk about your stuff. That'll make them more likely to share your stuff and more likely for someone else to book with you in the long run or just have them book with you a second time. You're probably letting your ego take the better of you. You know, like I get it. This is photography. There's not supposed to be any rules, but really the rule of the customer's always right should still hold true. I think if you're more focused on making them happy, they're going to enjoy the photos more, no matter how good or bad they are. People remember experiences and people remember negatives more than they remember positives and like, oh, that was the absolute best thing. No, they only leave negative reviews. People don't leave positive reviews, right? So like if you think about that and you approach your photography that way, just make sure that they're content. If they're content, then they have nothing bad to say. It doesn't matter if the photos weren't up to par. At least you weren't an asshole. Now, that leads us nicely into the next one, which might be that your work isn't that good at all. And that's all right too. There's so many things from the technical side of things that make it hard to do photography, but the vast majority of people, like the layman's and the people who are actually going to book with you, they don't see those techniques. They don't think about all the things that you had to do in order to take the photo. All they see in your photography, all they see in your portfolio is your taste. And if you don't have nice taste, if you don't have good taste, if they don't like what you like, then you're not going to book new clients. It doesn't matter how much of a perfect gradient you have on the person's face or how soft the light looks or how perfectly hard that shadow is. Like laymen don't care about that. They care about how that photo made them feel when they saw it. If they see one of your images and they're like, whoa, that's so sick, cool. But you're probably not there yet if you're watching this video. So if you're at a point where like people are looking at your photos and like, oh, that's neat. Oh, that's cool. That's cute. It's not enough. You have to be, whoa, every time. You know, like it's not like a bad thing. It just means you need more time. You need to do it for a little bit longer. If you're copying other people's concepts, if you're copying other people around you, especially people in your neighborhood, I get it. Like as artists, it's important to copy and to work on like, oh, I'm trying to recreate this kind of shot. How do I recreate it? Realizing, oh, that's actually tougher than I thought it was. Why doesn't my image look like that? Like that's important. But copying other people is not going to make you an original, unique voice. It's going to build your technical foundation, and that is important. But from there, you then need to extrapolate and create something new, unique, that's original to you. You want to listen to trends, but you don't want to be just a carbon copy. There's a million different snowflakes, but none of them are the same. None of them are identical. That's what makes them all so special. If you're trying to copy the people around you, or if you're trying to copy some shot that you saw online, great. That puts you 6 months behind that photographer. That puts you behind all of these people. You have to create something that's unique and original to you, because or else you're just following other people's footsteps. And you might be able to trick a couple clients here and there, sure. That's not how you get the big bucks. That's not how you actually move on in your career. That's not how you get people that come to you for what it is that you do. You're just a person with the fancy equipment and they're like, oh, can you do that thing for me? It's not like, oh, let me see what you can create out of this thing. That's where you actually want to be in order to make that real money. It makes you an unoriginal and replaceable voice. It's not the gear that you have that's going to book you all of the bigger jobs. The gear is going to get you the medium jobs and the small jobs. If you watch the middle level video that I put out last week, but after that, it's more than just the gear. It's what you can say with the gear you do have. It's how much you can be, like I said in that video, it's how much you can be a dirty car salesman about your photography. Now, one thing I definitely fell victim to is you're probably just too cool for school, okay? Nobody actually does care about you. Nobody thinks about you. Nobody is putting your efforts first. Everyone thinks about their own lives. People are thinking about their own things and their own shortcomings or their own problems or why their alarm didn't go off this morning or like what have you. There's so many other things that they're thinking about. Nobody cares about you. You have to make them care about you. Look, we take photos for a living, or at the very least, most of you are trying to make photos your living. You can't feel like, oh man, you know how much work I put in and how much I edit so long? Like, this took me 3 hours to edit. Oh man, I had to drive through traffic and I had to bring all of my C-stands into the back of the truck, and then I had a hard time parking, and then I had to carry it all the way up to the 3rd floor, and then we had to... Dude, like, that is the bare minimum to this job. You don't have a regular job. You don't do the regular crap that you have to deal with regular crap jobs. This is our job. This is what we have to do. Stop complaining about it. This is what we get to do. Stop complaining about it. There's so many cool things about photography. If you don't like 4% of the mundane about it, who gives a shit? People are paying you to take their picture. You know how cool that is? You know how amazing it is? How many other people could be in your place right now that aren't complaining about the crappy little things that you're complaining about? Just take your head out of your ass. You're a photographer. Who do you think you are? This is 2025. If you live in North America, if you live in Europe, if you live anywhere in the world where you're able to just walk down the street, go to a camera store, buy a camera, and take someone's photo, you're in like the top 0.1% of the world. Stop being weird about it, dude. Like, it's so cool to be able to do what we're doing. Don't complain, because it's only going to make life harder. It's only going to make it more and more complicated in the future. Have a mind shift of getting to do things instead of having to do things. You can have to do the things that you don't want to do, but none of those things should be photography related. We got into photography because this is the cool thing. This is the escape. This is the point of, not life, but like, this is what we want to do when we're not doing the mundane stuff. So don't start complaining about it. It's easy to complain. It's too easy to complain about the things that we don't like, or you know, like, oh, I'm not at that level, or I'm not at that person, or I don't have all those cameras, or I don't, whatever. Just be content with where you are. And it doesn't matter, because if you're content making 40 grand a year, you're going to be greatly content at 400 grand a year. But if you're not content at 40 grand a year, you're not going to be content at 100, and you're not going to be content at 200. Probably not going to be content at 400 either. If anything, you're probably not even going to make it at 400 if you're uncontent where you are. Be happy. Be grateful for the position that we're in. Now, one thing I would often do, especially when I was first starting out, is get in the wrong fights, caring about the things that really shouldn't matter. If you're a photographer and somebody is slapping a filter on your photo, somebody is cropping your photo, somebody is Dutch angling your photo, who gives a... They're happy enough to use your photo, and they're happy enough to put them in front of everybody and to be like, oh, look, I shot with XYZ, or these are these photos that I hired and paid this person to do. After that, they're out of your hands, they're out of your control. If it's in your own portfolio and your own Instagram and whatever, like, sure, yeah, make it look the way you want it to look. But after you deliver photos to people, they're out of your hands. It's out of your control. I don't have any control over what you guys do with this video, what you guys comment down below, what you guys say about my nail polish, what you do about anything. I don't have any of that control. All I can do is create this video and put it out there, and then focus about the next one. And that's what you need to do with your photography. Do the best you can with the task that you have right now, and it'll help you book the next one. Don't worry about the next one until this one is done. Don't worry about having to have the most perfect career with everybody that wants you and have all the money and all the cameras. Just do the best you can with today, and then tomorrow do the same thing about today. And keep doing that. Keep putting that one step in front of the next, and over time, you'll build a career that you're actually proud to look back at. Thanks for watching. That was a downwards head nod today. It wasn't to the side. Different, I guess. I don't know. I'm getting used to it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in a couple days. Leave a like on your way out. Maybe subscribe if you're new here. And I'll see you in a couple days. Maybe I'll see you in a couple days. And then I'll see you in a couple days. Later.